going on, guys? Arekkz here. In this video I want to talk about Ninjala. Ninjala is a game for Nintendo Switch that, I'll be honest, I completely sort of discounted to begin with when it was first shown off in one of the Nintendo Directs. I saw it and was like, it looks kind of like a Splatoon game. Not necessarily that interested, which is kind of silly at the time because I should have looked more into it. I mean, I love ninjas and I also really enjoy Splatoon, and that is basically what this game is. This game is the kind of DNA, or at least the style, should I say, not necessarily DNA, but the style, that sort of kind of feeling of Splatoon, but with ninjas and much more melee focused. Of course, for those of you guys that play Splatoon, you'll know it's largely speaking more range based, you know, firing paint everywhere, whatnot, whereas Ninjala is all about these bubblegum ninjas. You have bubblegum that you can basically use to augment different abilities and power up your weapons, and honestly, it's actually a lot of fun. Like, there was a lot of trouble yesterday trying to play. This is right now a beta, and they've been having some server issues, so today they kind of spaced out a little bit and separated like Europe and America and Asia and whatnot to try and sort of take the server load off, so hopefully they do get that sorted out. But when I finally got to jump into the actual games, it actually plays really, really well. There's not like kind of a great deal of depth to the combat in that, you know, you have one button to do your standard melee attacks. You of course do have some additional things for like dash attacks, but then you also have special moves. You have things that you can build up, you have your bubblegum that you can use to send out ranged attacks, you can dash with it, you have different weapons that you can use that kind of give you different effects. So the match you're seeing to begin with is me using the Ippon, which is basically like this game's katana, looks more like a baseball bat, but then later on I switched to a drill weapon. There's also a hammer, there's a basketball, there's some other different weapon slots as well. I'm sure there's, you know, more they have yet to show us. But once you start diving into it, while, you know, on the kind of combat front, there's like a few basic, simple abilities, there's definitely a lot of kind of like mixing and matching when it comes to the actual fights. When you fight with people, you can have these little sort of clashes, and then you basically have to kind of rock, paper, scissors to sort of see who wins and comes out the other side. And then, you know, once you start getting your flows down, you can really start to really kind of rack up the damage. So it's a lot of fun. There's obviously going to be different kind of game modes. The ones that I kept on getting matched into in this game were the Battle Royale ones, so it's basically just like a free-for-all. Whoever gets the most points, you run around and you destroy these little drones to give you points, but they also level up your meter. And once your meter goes blue and it gets maxed out, you can then use it to effectively create a giant version of your weapon, which is super awesome. And then of course you can also get your points by going after enemies and fighting them as well. So in this video, I'm just going to give you guys a chance to watch a couple of matches back to back. First one, I'm using the Ippon, which is the, you know, katana style weapon. Second one, I'm using the drill. I'll admit the second one, I didn't win the second one, and I kind of started to get defeated or like smacked around right at the beginning, and then I kind of brought it back at the end when I started to kind of get my flow because that was a different weapon. But either way, enjoy this. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have played this. Let me know if you guys are Splatoon fans and maybe this interests you. And of course, be sure to keep it locked for plenty more. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, you can join the Arekkz Gaming Discord. We've got an awesome community over there with so many different channels for you to chat loads of different topics and different games. I'm in there, the team's in there. If you guys want to chat with us, find people to play with, it's just in general a great place to be. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads.